Beautiful people, my name is V. George Smith, and I'd like to welcome you to a brand new edition of the Starting Five live from C1 Studios. So glad to be back with you for another evening of conversation. It's been a crazy weekend in sports, and we're here to cover it all for you in the best way we know how. Of course, I'm never alone. I got to my right, Andrew.
How's everyone doing?
To my righter, Chris.
How y'all doing?
To my right is
Ladies and
Wayne.
gentlemen, what's going on?
Thank you so much for everybody that liked, subscribed, shared, watched last week. We appreciate you for being back with us one more time. You know the vibes, as my boy Gene would say. We're back again. We got a lot to talk about. It's gonna be fun. So as always, tell your friends. Tell your friends. We have plenty to talk about, and of course, we have no choice but to start with the highest gated boxing match of all time. Yes, Wilder versus Fury surpassed Holyfield and Tyson as the biggest money maker at the gate of all time. Don't ask me the exact numbers. They just beat them though. And that's phenomenal to me. I didn't know that. Well, I know how they did it. That daggone $80 they was charging for pay-per-view.
Nah, but the Tyson joints was expensive too. It would be $79.
It was $79 back then?
Tyson was
Yeah, but the trick with Tyson was everybody had a scrambler back then.
right, so
Get
he
that
lost
free
out.
pay-
on
So
a lot of
they
money.
probably would have had to pay that much too.
You get that
You
free
just-
pay-per-view.
You just snitched on the whole world.
We had a scrambler, hey.
Oh, it's just like people who got the jailbroken fire sticks. It's a
I
way
ain't
to
gonna
watch that
hold
without
you.
paying.
The difference between the scrambler and the jailbroken fire stick is when you had the scrambler, it was still on real time.
It's true.
True.
Jailbroken fire
True.
stick, we still on a delay.
It's true.
It ain't
That's
gonna
true.
sound like-
Good point. Good point.
I ain't gonna hold you. I watched the fight on Instagram Live. I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't pay the $5, bro. So, I really had a thought. Like, I was like, you know what?
Let me ask
Should
you
have went
this,
to the
yo.
North Haven movie theater.
Let me ask you
Yo,
this.
I found
They did
out.
have it
I
there.
found
How
out
How much was
while
they
it was
$30?
I don't
20.
know.
Oh, $20.
It was just 20.
20
Still a
bucks.
lot of money.
Yeah, better than 80 though.
You could go recline in them seats with a big old thing of popcorn and
Think
have people with you.
how much money they made off of your $20, yo.
If I had a movie theater, I'd do it too. I'd do it for WrestleMania, all that junk.
Speaking of WrestleMania, that's what I was going to ask you. If you didn't have the WWE Super Network package, would you pay $8 for SummerSlam or WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I knew he would.
I would.
Yeah, I know you would.
I would,
Just
but
won't do it for boxing.
Yeah, I just thought about something.
what's up?
So, people just paid to go sit back in a recliner with a big bucket of popcorn, right?
Mm-hmm.
To watch a dude lick blood off another dude's neck.
But they didn't know they were going to
Hey.
go watch a dude lick the blood
I
off
think
of
you had to
another
know that
neck.
was gonna
He
happen.
said he
definitely
wanted, he
knew it
wanted
was
blood.
gonna
He wanted his
But what
blood.
I'm saying is they didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, that was nasty.
Hey, y'all, I just,
That was pretty gross.
I
don't
just
even
want to
like
say,
licking my own blood when I cut my finger.
I'm not gonna do this good on this show today because I got a T-shirt on, and it's gonna affect my performance.
Because it says creative?
No,
He's
I know
throwing
what he
shade
said.
on Wild.
because Deontay Wilder.
He's blaming his costume for losing.
Oh, yeah, I heard that today.
That's the
He
biggest
said
cop
something
out
about it
excuse.
was weight or something.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the fight first before we get to that.
7 rounds.
Chris,
Talk about the fight.
Chris, give us
The
your
fight.
expert opinion on the fight.
Man.
Wilder Fury Part
Wilder
2.
Fury Part 2. I hate to be the guy that said I told you so. But before the fight started,
You
I was
always hate
sitting,
to be the guy
I
that
was
say you
sitting.
told
No, I
you
usually
so.
like to be the guy.
No, you say it every
Nah.
week, yo.
He's got a
I
shirt
be-
that says I
every
told
time
you
you
No,
so.
I need this shirt that says I told you so. Because I said
get that
before the
gift,
fight
like-
started, I was with Tommy. I said Tommy called it to the T. I ain't called it to the T. All I said was, everybody sitting there was like, Wilder's going to win. I don't know why you would think that. I didn't think Wilder had a chance. Wilder has one punch, which I said last week on the show, that he only has a right hand. If that right hand is neutralized, Wilder is ineffective. He cannot, he's not a boxer. He's a brawler. Tyson Fury
We did say that.
knows how to box. And with the sport of boxing, it's a science to it. Tommy called it. He said that the fight was going to be over with Fury having to get a stoppage against Wilder, which I thought he was bugging, but it happened. Only word came to mind was complete domination by Tyson Fury. People are saying, I don't want to get ahead of myself. People are saying that it was in round 3 where they knew the fight was done. That's when he got the hit to the air. For me, it was within the first minute of the fight. The fight was already done. Round 1, I knew the fight was done. He had Wilder backpedaling. Wilder's always the aggressor. Now he's on his heel, meaning if he does even throw that right, he can't throw it clean. There won't be any body weight behind it because he'll be on his back leg. It's like a quarterback throwing off the back leg. It's not going to have the same power. It won't be as effective. I don't want to beat anyone chatting.
No, man.
I wanted to chime in too.
I'm just trying to share.
what you were saying.
Please don't take my head down as disinterest. I'm just trying to share the. Please don't. But go ahead, Andrew.
No. I was gonna say, from the second that bell rang, Wilder was backpedaling that whole entire fight, dude.
The whole time.
Yeah, Fury was the aggressor, and he was exploited. There's no other way around it. He exposed them, rung his bell a couple of times, that's for sure.
And Tyson Fury, although it doesn't say in the boxing record, in my book, he's 2-0 against Wilder.
Nah,
Because he won the first fight.
he did not.
He won the first fight.
He
Clearly
did
won
not.
it. Wilder didn't have that knockdown. That fight wasn't even. It couldn't even been a split decision because that made it a 10-9 round.
But then he didn't win.
What? That's for them to have this second fight.
But he didn't win the fight.
Well, look, can I ask a question though?
Boxing is very controversial with those.
I was just saying it was a
split
draw, right?
decisions.
It was a split
Yeah,
decision.
but they did that so they would have this fight.
But you said if he didn't get knocked down, then
They
Fury
couldn't
would've won.
pull this off. They
Right.
couldn't have done that. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, so
it
it was set
worked
up for
in
him
the
to- okay.
judge's favor.
So will there be a round 3?
Yeah.
They're saying he
They're
wants to
saying he wants
rematch. I think he needs another tune-up fight. He got rid of his trainer.
Smart move.
Not a good move. Well,
I thought he got rid of the dude in the. Well, I guess.
Who did he get rid of?
Only
The dude in
reason
the
it's going to
corner.
be a good move is
The
I
corner
said that
dude
Who threw his towel?
Yeah, the dude that threw the towel.
they
not
should have threw the
trainer.
towel before they threw the towel.
Right.
Dang.
They should have threw before.
That should have been thrown in
That
round
should have been
3.
thrown. Round
round
3,
three.
4.
I'm not paying
Round 3.
$80 to watch a dude get knocked out in the 7th round.
But I said this, and I can't argue it. I also said that I thought he should have trained
That dude looked like
differently
Optimus Prime,
because he doesn't have boxing skills.
but then he needed
He's
to
a
go learn how to
one-trick
box.
pony.
So
He's got that right hook.
So how
man.
did he go to 12 rounds with the Fury the first time?
Fury, the whole time until when he knocked Fury down, Fury figured him out. Because if you notice when Fury got back up, if there was another minute left, Wilder was done in round 12. He came back out the gates, and what he did was where he started round 1 of the second fight is how he finished round 12 of the fight before. He came right at him. There's nothing he could do. But the thing with Wilder is Wilder needed to, I felt like Wilder should have reached out to a guy like Lennox Lewis a long time ago to be like, hey, I need to develop a jab. I need to do whatever. But here's the trick. If it's not broken, don't fix it. He hasn't lost. Why would
Yeah,
you
but
start
then-
working on new?
Because you always
But-
want to get better, right?
But if you know you're going against
against a
somebody
boxer,
that's a boxer,
then you need
because
to
he
learn how
thinks
to
that he got
box.
that
He says
one
he got that
punch
one punch,
that's
right?
going to put you out.
Even Mike
But if
Tyson
you-
thought that. And he
if you
still
know
knew how
you're
to
going
box.
against, that's why he needs to get new people in this corner.
Gotcha.
Like when I was watching on Instagram Live, whenever they showed his corner, and then somebody else said this, they weren't saying anything to him. They weren't coaching him. They weren't giving him any advice. Like you got this boxing machine stalking you down, and you're supposed to be the stalker.
Imagine
Yo,
you
I
share
think
that
he
way.
went into
You're
that
a
cocky
horrible
too,
friend.
though. I mean, I think he
Like,
went in knowing
if-
that.
George is a horrible friend.
What's that? Mean?
Because you was watching it on your Instagram Live, you couldn't tag me in it.
But you can't tag people on Instagram.
You
Live.
could tell me to watch it. I didn't watch it because I couldn't afford it. I was gonna wait till it was over and be like, "Oh yeah, I
This
seen
is a
it."
simple text
I
message.
wasn't thinking.
That's all it was.
But I was on my phone. How could I tag people if I watch on Instagram Live?
You'd be like,
Come on, man,
swipe,
go-
multi-tab.
But then if I swipe it, then I'm gonna miss the fight.
Ain't like you gonna miss a knockout.
I was in the moment.
That's
At the
what she
time, I was wearing 40 pounds of equipment.
said. Ah.
So
What kind of 40
said they're
Got
gonna
out
pounds?
a
be.
40-pound bucket of
what's-
popcorn.
I'm using yo. I'm using
I
the
want to know what was 40 pounds. His
I'm
trunks?
using the
His
Deontay.
shoes.
No.
I'm
What do you
using
want?
the Deontay Wilder excuse.
So the stuff.
Producer, could
oh,
you please
you
put
did
a
it with
picture
the
of the
suit.
uniform
Yeah,
that he
yeah,
had
he's gonna show
on?
it.
So he's saying because he wore the super suit.
It tired out his legs, all that weight.
He said all the weight in the suit
Tired out his legs.
took his legs out, and he
Yeah.
knew from the
He
gate.
came in with all of this stuff on right
Can
here.
I just say one thing on
They
this?
so
check it
all
out.
of that stuff.
Can I say?
Look what he had on.
I seen it
Looked like Lady
Can I-
Gaga.
can I
for a
say
minute.
one thing?
Costume that she
on
would
the
wear.
camera without getting red flag. One thing, black people, we gotta do better.
This is not a black people issue.
That was a
I don't
black
have that
people
in my
issue.
closet.
That was a
I
black
do
people
not have
issue.
that in my
You
closet.
cannot. Black people always trying to blame something that they did because of something they added. We always trying to add something extra. He could have came out and anything else but 40 extra pounds.
All he should have done was keep it simple.
Stupid.
Wayne, I
Put the
gotta
robe on,
push
that's it.
back on you a little bit because you know what I got. You know what I do outside of here. Dudes be coming in with Roman Spartan
Can I ask
gear.
you a question?
What?
Are they complaining when they lose? Hell no.
They don't lose.
Well, then that's even better. So my point is, when you lose, then don't say nothing about the stuff you chose to wear out there. That's all I'm saying. Don't wear it.
How did Mike Tyson come dressed out too? For
And
for-
I don't even think he came.
What did Mike have
With a
on?
cutout
I
towel.
don't even think he had
Hold
a
on,
robe
that's
on.
what
No?
Mike had on. That's how Mike came
A
out.
cutout
Was that
towel.
a towel or a
It was a
big
cutout.
t-shirt?
It was a cutout towel. That's
Yeah.
it.
He was ready to box.
And he was ready to handle
box.
business.
He was ready to box. It was, and I get it. I get the semantics and the hoopla and the hype and all that stuff has progressed because it's 2020. But come on, man.
Was he really trying to intimidate
that's-
Fury with that outfit too?
That's just what he does. Look at this.
Yeah,
He
that's-
comes out with everything.
Dude looking like Killmonger.
Nah, he look like the White Ranger.
I don't.
Oh,
I don't.
I was gonna say, it looked like somebody you find in Game of Thrones.
I seen that in a nightmare one of mine. That is.
It's just I don't know.
He just earned himself a role in somebody movie.
The
That's
mask
what Wilder
looks
is.
like
Wilder is a
Groot
smart
from,
guy. Yo.
Guardians.
I know he made $25 million. That I do know.
I mean, there's a, well, yeah.
I mean, that's better than,
Would you bust your eardrum for 25 million?
yeah, you get it fixed.
Heals over time.
Yeah. Hey, he got $25 million. He can get that surgically laser scalp repaired.
He's probably had a concussion. Who knows what else? But
I have one question.
go for it.
The first knockout.
Mhm.
Tell me if I'm bugging.
Bugging.
Did he not get punched in the back of the head with the second punch of the 1-2?
So that means it should have been a penalty.
I didn't think so.
When I seen it,
I
Looked like
didn't
he
see
caught
it
him on the
because you-
side.
caught him with the
caught
first
him,
one,
yeah.
and the second one was
You
here.
would have texted me.
Behind
I
the
couldn't
ear, you
tell
think?
what happened, but you
I
know.
thought he smacked him right on the ear.
I think he
Which
got
is
him on
what's
the
called,
ear.
yeah.
Because even when he went down, he looked at the ref like, yo. But like nobody else said anything, so I guess I was like, maybe I'm bugging. But to me, it looked like he caught him behind.
And my thing was his corner ain't say nothing.
That's why he need to get rid of them people.
No, 'cause it was a
But you
clean
said that
punch.
they weren't saying nothing the whole match.
What?
The corner. His
All they
corner.
did was throw in the towel, bro.
I don't even
They
think
didn't give
knew how
that.
to
They didn't give that
properly
man
call
no instruction at all. That
didn't.
There's
that
nothing you
corner
can
is
instruct him to do.
terrible.
He's not
Did
a
they give-
boxer.
did
What are
they
you gonna
give
tell him to do?
They give him instruction the first fight.
Because you know what? If they were, if you're
Maybe.
going, if you're going against somebody that's technical, that's how you get ready for the fight in the build-up. And after the first round, it'd be like, this is what we've been preparing for. We knew he was gonna come out boxing, so this is what we got to do. Boom, boom, boom.
Here's a trick to Wilder.
All I did was water. You want water?
Wilder, this is not the first time Wilder found himself in this position. Wilder lucked up in 2 to 3 other fights where that one right hand saved him. Both fights against Luis Ortiz, he should have took an L. But the problem was the difference with Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury decided, I made one mistake that last fight. I won't do it again this fight. He fought a flawless fight. So where Wilder would usually get that, Wilder takes a second, maybe 2. You make one mistake, that right hand catches you, you're going night-night. He couldn't get it. There was nowhere, and even though it was a part of the fight, if you notice, Fury kept his left hand up at one point. Meaning for Wilder to get that punch off, he's going to go through his whole arm. Next thing, he came in at 273. Everybody was saying, oh, he's too heavy. Worked in his favor. The 273 worked in his favor. Why?
Yeah, he came
Because he
heavy.
was beating the crap out of Wilder. And then when Wilder wanted to grapple like an idiot because he can't stand up anymore,
'Cause he was
he
weighing
used
40
his
pounds.
weight and put it on top of him.
He should've
So
known
now
he
you
was
got
40 pounds.
270 something pounds on you. All you do is tire you out more.
Well, he should have knew how it felt wearing 40 pounds of extra weight coming down.
Well, that's the problem. He felt another 273. And Kenny Bayless, I know they say you're the best ref in boxing.
Is that the one with the big eyes?
Yes, but Kenny Bayless was trying everything in his power to buy time for Wilder. He called it was a point deduction against Fury. I still don't know how he got a point deducted without warning.
That's when he hit him in the back of the head.
Nah, I don't even know what this was. He said something about them holding or he pushing him down, deducted a point. So that would give Wilder, that even that round out. But then he was trying to buy time for Wilder. It's like, you could clearly see that Wilder was hurt. And then he would like, break. And then it would be like a delay. And I'm like, he's trying to buy time, hoping that some way, somehow Wilder comes back. Wilder didn't know who he was. Wilder has no idea where he was
That dude was phased.
after round 2. He doesn't know where he was. He just knew he was in a ring what state
So
he
why
gonna
they
tell
let the
you?
fight go 7 more rounds?
Because he's a warrior and
I
his
know, 'cause he won
pride,
40
his
pounds.
pride.
You wore the warrior
Because
equipment.
his
You
corner
should have
didn't
talked to
know
Legion
what
of
they were
Doom and asked
doing.
him what they were. I bet you that stuff was like the rubber spikes.
But doesn't that like put Fury in danger, like
Of his
of
car-
catching
of-
that one punch
In his life.
What?
with the whole Wilder situation, like him being
Concussed.
like I know he was like kind of gone, but you still have the threat of throwing that one punch.
That's what they were saying. So his corner was, we'll delay it. He might get the lucky punch. But I think they should have realized he had a couple where he threw and he connected, and Tyson was just like, okay, and kept coming. At that moment, I'm throwing the towel because you just hit him, and he looked at
It's
it.
not phasing the
I was
dude.
like, yo, he's coming in. Like,
They're holding no power.
throw
in those
that
punches.
before you get him killed. We've had too many tragedies already in boxing within the last year and a half. Throw the towel, save the man's like he's got a family, he got kids. Yo, he'll live. You know, you get a rematch.
Live the
Right,
fight
exactly.
another day.
You get the rematch. It's in the clause in the contract. Live to fight another day. Your health is more important than a belt or a trophy.
I'm no doctor, but if I would have talked to a doctor, I think they would have said, you know, let that rock.
All right, let's knock that out. Let's go. What's next?
Go ahead. You introduce first. You know her.
Yeah.
All right, so we have waiting to. She's kind of nervous, so bear with her. She's waiting. Her name is Destiny Chirino from the Fighter Physio. She is a doctor in physical therapy. She specializes in concussions. She works with a lot with professional boxers, and she was on Team USA, traveling the world. I think she was a gold and a silver medalist, and we have her on the line. So you guys can take it from there.
Hey, Destiny, thanks for joining us. Can you tell us a little bit about your boxing experience?
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. Just to give you a little background about myself, I've been boxing pretty much my whole life. I started when I was about 12 years old, and since then I've gone on to win multiple Golden Glove titles and New England titles. In 2014, I also won the U.S. National Championships and secured a spot on Team USA. During that entire year, I was able to travel with the team internationally. We competed in Canada, Guadalajara, Mexico for the Continental Games, where I took home a silver medal, and also the World Championships in South Korea. And now I'm also a USA Boxing certified coach.
Can you tell us about Fighter Physio and your medical background?
I'm a doctor of physical therapy, and I specialize in the treatment of concussions as well as orthopedic and sports-related injuries. I established the Fighter Physio, which is a non-profit organization which is designed to provide rehab services to boxers and combat athletes to get them back into the ring as safely as they can.
During Saturday night's fight, when do you think the towel should have been thrown in?
So the Wilder Fury fight has been really controversial. Personally, I was starting to get really concerned when Wilder's ear started to bleed. I know there's been a lot of speculation on if he had a cut or a ruptured eardrum. Bleeding out of the ear can be indicative of a ruptured eardrum, which is kind of serious in its own right, but it can also tell us that he could have had a skull fracture or a much more serious brain injury. So I think that the lack of assessment in the corner by the ringside physician was just really kind of poor management. He should have been looked at a little bit more there. Also, kind of just looking at the fight and how he responded to that, not even just the bleed, but after that he was clearly off balance. His equilibrium was really off, and he also just kind of looked a little bit dazed. He kind of lost motivation in that fight, and he definitely kind of took more punishment than I think he needed to.
Cool. Well, what, if any, effect could these injuries have on Wilder's future career?
So I think, anyone who loses a fight of this magnitude in kind of the way that Wilder did, there's a huge mental component into getting back, and we don't really know if he ever will get back to that point in his career. As far as the injuries go, with kind of not really being sure what exactly happened with the eardrum or the cut, I think it's hard to say. He did definitely take a lot of punishment, and I would definitely bet that he has some sort of concussion. So I really just hope that he takes the necessary steps to get back into training properly and really just kind of takes this time to rehab himself back to where he needs to be successful again.
One last question for you, Destiny. What precautionary measures would you like to see implemented in the future to improve fighter safety?
So I think that the boxing world has a lot of catching up to do as far as our management of concussions and how we treat brain injuries. I think that what we really need to start doing first and foremost is educating our coaches and our refs a little bit more on what the signs and symptoms are, what that they should be looking for, and the red flag signs of kind of when that fight needs to be stopped, regardless of the pay-per-view event or anything else like that. I think another thing that should really be implemented is getting more of a post-bout assessment, at least in the amateurs. I know as soon as you walk out of the ring, you have maybe 20 seconds with the doctor, and then you're off on your own. You can leave at that time or do whatever you want. You should be watched for at least 30 minutes by a medical professional to make sure that there's no evolving medical or neurological symptoms that are coming about after that fight. And I really think that we need to start kind of changing our culture in boxing to be less of that tough guy mentality, and just because we can't see this injury, that means we need to fight through it. I think it needs to be taken a little bit more seriously.
Hey, Destiny, thank you so much for taking time out to share with us. We hope to have you back on the Starting Five soon. Thanks again.
Thanks for having me, guys. I look forward to the next time.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break and we will be right back. This is the Starting Five.
Hi, my name is Destiny Sherino, and welcome to the Fighter Physio. I provide physical therapy services that can gradual strength and just trying to work the ring. It was U.S. boxing and surgery that really kind of gave me the perspective of what it is to be an injured athlete and be an injured elite athlete on that level. Dealing with combat sport athletes, we see a whole host of injuries, neck and lower back injuries, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and hand. We specialize in the treatment of concussions, just recognizing them and being able to provide athletes with the right care following it and really making sure that we manage it correctly.
He's worked with me for various fights, from my transition to amateur to professional.
After receiving treatment, the pain in my elbow was limited. I was able to complete my training camp and go on and fight in July and get the first round knockout.
If you're interested, you can find me at Fight Factory RI in West Warwick, and you can also follow me at The Fighter Physio.
Well, we're back. Scratching my eye. Welcome back to the Starting Five. We want to thank Destiny again for coming through and sitting down and talking to us concerning the Wilder versus Fury 2 fight. We did forget to ask her, how much does 40 pounds of costume affect a boxer as he walks into the ring? That's irresponsible on our part.
She only knows about the brain.
We should ask her what part of your brain makes you think you could wear 40 more pounds of costume
Now you think.
and walk into a fight. But thank you again.
He looked tired when he walked down there.
Nah, he looked tired.
He looked tired.
Oh, man. And I got to say, the memes from this weekend were phenomenal. Great job, everybody. The Martin analogies were just perfect.
Like the Street Fighter one.
I didn't see the Street Fighter one.
Oh man, the Street Fighter one with it was this picture with the game over.
He looked like Akuma. Where Akuma?
Yeah, it was this picture.
Oh,
And it
yeah.
had the game over, and then other talking junk with
Yeah.
They should have put some up there like your opponent has just left the match. But anyway, oh man, on a sadder note, yesterday, 2/24, we celebrated the life of Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna Bryant, Gigi Bryant, and the other souls lost in that helicopter crash. It was celebrated at the Staples Center in a big event. Different people like Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, and Vanessa Bryant herself got up to speak. I watched this whole memorial. They really handled it well. Beyonce opened up the memorial with some great singing. It was really some phenomenal singing.
Yeah, man.
Alicia Keys played, I believe.
She did the Moonlight Sonata a lot. Yep.
Jimmy Kimmel was
He was on point.
the host of the whole thing. So
He did.
he did a good job.
Good, trying to keep everything together and
He
everything
had
going.
perfect-
Yeah, he did a good
was
job.
Perfect.
All things considered.
Right, all things considered. So
Shucks, folks. Jordan
Shaq.
spoke.
Shaq spoke. Shaq, and I know Shaq took it very,
Shaq
very
closed it out,
heavy.
right?
So to see Shaq making a joke, you can see that he
Gino, yeah.
you can see that Shaq is doing better than he was like initially. Like that was kind of like they just threw them on the air initially on NBA on TNT, and Shaq was going through it, but you could see that he was doing a little bit better. He was able to tell a funny joke that I can't tell.
Yes, you can.
On
That
this
joke
show.
was funny. I can tell it. That joke was funny, yo.
That was a funny joke.
That joke was
What,
perfect.
He said, "There's no
me-
I in team, but
I in
there's
team,
There's
me
me and this
and
mother.
mother."
Beep.
Right. So, what did you guys take away from the Kobe Bryant Memorial?
I loved everything but one thing about it.
What did you like?
He has a mother, he has a father, he has 2 sisters.
I think that was gonna be more for the funeral, though, right? Like that's when it's more private and more personal. This was open to his public domain. This was the people that he shared his life with on a public stage, yo. So I think they had to get those right. He figured, like, I'm surprised Magic Johnson didn't. I didn't see him speak.
No, Magic.
Magic
right.
is big.
So, but my point is, like, I think the reason why those specific people didn't speak was because at the funeral, that's when they're gonna have their private time.
Right.
It was already 2.5 hours. It would have been long.
It would have been long, but like they weren't even really acknowledged like that.
But here, it's a two-sided thing. One, what Wayne said, they did already have the funeral. I was personally hoping that they only did a private funeral just for the family.
Yeah.
Like, I was hoping that they didn't have to feel like they had to do something for us, even though it was nice that they did. But I was personally hoping that, like, this is family, like, y'all need to get it together. But if you don't know, the whole Bryant family they're not good.
No, well,
Like-
there's stuff with them and Vanessa, so I was wondering if that was part
But
of
that's-
it. I don't know.
That whole,
I'm sure that played a role.
there's stuff with them and Vanessa.
Wait, say that again.
Kobe's dad and Kobe's mom, not good.
Okay.
Kobe was beefing with his parents too. He was beefing with his sisters. So it's like, if Vanessa's in charge
That's what I was going back to.
and
They
everybody
didn't show up to the
beefing,
wedding.
so that's what I mean. Like,
No, I know
that
I'm
his
just saying.
family had
Like
been
I said,
through.
if this is what Vanessa put
Which is
on,
unfortunate if you think about it.
I mean, then she the people she wanted to speak spoke.
Trust me.
In the
'Cause
in
I get the point that you're
Yeah, I
making,
get
but
it.
then, I mean, I get, when people don't want to like kind of fake the funk, but it was painful every time they put the camera on Joe.
Yeah.
And like LeBron didn't want the camera on him. That's what for everybody that said LeBron wasn't there.
He was there.
LeBron was there. He just didn't want the camera on him.
Right.
And it was evident he was there when Diana Taurasi told a joke about the
His
fadeaway,
That junk
and
was
she pointed at him.
hilarious, yo.
That was very
LeBron's still
funny.
working on his. Oh,
I want
So-
to give credit to Vanessa though. I mean, to stand up there in front of thousands of people to deliver such a beautiful message about Kobe.
After already having to do it.
It's.
Yeah.
I think everyone can agree that this whole
And
this
her
whole
daughter,
legacy,
dude.
It's bigger than basketball.
Yeah.
Like, he relished the opportunity to be a father and a husband.
Mm-hmm.
That was more important to him than anything. And I think that really, truly, it just shows people who Kobe really was. And there's no other option but to just admire that.
I was biting my cheeks when she was talking about her daughter, yo. That junk.
Yeah, think
I was biting the
that's
inside of my cheek like,
that's
okay,
at home.
all right, okay.
Definitely his different.
Yo, so I mean, it's bad enough to lose your spouse, but to lose your daughter, man.
I
Oh my
wanted to hear
gosh.
Magic talk. And honestly, I probably want to hear more Phil. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. I wanted to hear Phil.
I mean, we don't really know their relationships, yo. And at the end of the day, I think again,
I don't think Jerry could have did it.
No, Jerry wouldn't be able to, but we don't know what to say to any of those. They could have been asked. Magic could have probably been like, yo,
I
can't do it, right.
Yeah,
I
we don't.
I personally felt like the memorial service for him went exactly the way she wanted it to go.
Right.
It was sad. It was happy. It was humorous. It was everything in a nutshell. And they picked the right people to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Definitely.
the Jimmy Kimmel definitely took the most melancholy, sad stuff and made it work. Like I mean, because this is it. Like they were saying goodbye. Like, and to make us be able to still laugh for Jordan. Jordan cried the whole
Service.
time.
That was tough. Yeah.
He was
It was tough to
crying
watch.
before he got to the stage. I'm telling you guys, like, I don't even think he finished mourning over his dad. Like, just
Right.
to lose people and to hear the relationship that they had, like, I never knew that they had that type of relationship. I never knew Kobe was like a little brother to Michael Jordan. Like, because we don't hear about Michael Jordan, the human side. Yeah, it's all business with him, right? All we hear about is Michael Jordan, the business guy, and he sucked. But what I'm saying is, like, we don't hear this human side. And, like, to see that, to hear that, like, just brought me, like I was at work, like, in tears. And my kids was just sitting around, like, they wanted to start crying. Like, it was, because we tuned in right after the Beyonce performance. We got to hear Vanessa, and that was tough.
That was tough.
Really tough.
But shout out to her for that strength.
She was strong.
Yeah.
She was
is
strong.
You know,
And I guarantee you, when she gets her moment, she gonna let it out. But God know that woman got, man, he makes some strong women. Boy.
to piggyback what you said though, the Jordan Kobe factor, I really see their similarities on and off the court. Because I'm gonna be honest, no one really knew who Kobe was until he retired.
Yep.
Right? Because Kobe was considered to be that jerk. It was like Kobe, Raging Rondo. They had that. That was how they were classified. Jordan the same way, because we've always thought Jordan. From what you listen to, we've always thought Jordan was a jerk. Nah, they've always said it, but that's the same thing. Jordan. Everyone always said Michael Jordan's a jerk. He's just like one day. Now we just figured out. Kobe's got a soft side, but MJ got a big soft side because hold up, he's saying this is my little brother. 2 o'clock, he hit me up, whatever.
Yo, those was funny.
Aggravating me to the point where, and it's just like, all right.
The funniest stories were when he was asking Jordan, like he trying to teach his daughter, how to play defense or whatever like that. And Jordan was like, well, how old is she? And he was like 12. And so he asked Jordan, what were you doing at 12? I was like, man, I was trying to play baseball. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I just thought it was just so perfect, man. Like, as much as I wanted to cry like the whole time, because I cried when I found out the information. I ran upstairs, grabbed my wife, grabbed my son, and just didn't want to let him go for a minute. So I can imagine how every other human being, especially with kids, felt.
Right, and they're even just because they're professional athletes, or in
They're
Jordan's
humans,
case,
bro.
they're humans at the end of the day. They have feelings, they have emotions.
They just
We're just not
oversized
used
humans.
to seeing that.
Correct.
I think
So
that's what you have to put on at the same time, though. I'm a competitor first. Like when I'm on that court, I'm a competitor. So I'm not your friend right now.
Not all of them are competitors, bro.
But these guys were
But he
different.
was.
These two guys,
Jordan,
are
I get
different.
what you're saying. I get
So
what you're saying.
I know. I always used to say, I'm like, yo, Kobe's like a jerk, but he's not. On the court, he has to have that. If you ever listen to them talk about Russ, they be like, the biggest teddy bear on the earth is Russ.
Right.
You watch Russ play. Russ don't want to smile at nobody that's not. Don't got the same. Yeah.
Russell Wilson cussed back at me because I cussed at him.
You mean Westbrook?
Westbrook?
Oh, that's what I meant. Why do I keep getting those two names mixed up?
W, Russ, W.
Whatever. Russell Westbrook at a Celtic game. I was sitting in the seats by the court, the basket, and you know me, I don't hold nothing back. And he looked at me and cussed me out. But I was ready to go.
Really?
Yeah.
He cussed you out.
You never told me that.
You got him to
How long
directly
was
talk to you.
that?
That was like, I think that was at the game when Ricky got my floor seats for my birthday. So that's probably 3 years ago.
You said OKC?
It was against OKC.
What did you say?
What'd you say to him?
I was like, I hate you, because he was killing us.
Yeah.
Yo, if you ever watch Russell Westbrook play, he's the fastest guy from end to end, and that's all he did was go from end to end and then lose no energy. And I just kept saying, yo, I just effing hate you, because Durant didn't play that game, so it was all him, and he had like 50 points, and
He was like, I ever hate you.
I
What
just
did he
effing
say?
hate you. And he was like, and I'm like. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, yo, it was just a moment, yo. I'm gonna tweet him and see if he remembers that.
I don't think he said F you. I think he said for you.
No, he definitely did not say for you. Yo. Them eyes got big.
50 for you?
50 for you.
For you.
For you.
And you.
Nah, man. But you're right, yo. He's a competitor. But not every player has that
they
gene.
don't,
Like, not every player has that trait. But Kobe was that guy, yo. And what did I say about Kobe, yo? Every time, George, tell everybody, tell the world how much I hate Kobe Bryant, yo. I hated Kobe.
He hates Kobe Bryant.
Because he single-handedly figured out ways to destroy my team on national television after being down like 2 games. And I'm not saying he won the games, but he figured out how to get his team involved to win.
I mean,
Mamba mentality.
That's how it
Bro,
goes. That's how it goes.
when I say
Mamba mentality.
no, Paul Gasol, Ron Artest, They all had the Mamba mentality
No,
in that
because
2010.
Kobe challenged him though. Like, he didn't take those guys.
And they probably hated him too, so I'm not wrong for hating the Kobe Bryant. They probably hated him, but I really genuinely loved the dude.
I mean, I don't think there's anybody that's pushing you to the next level. You like them while they're pushing you to that next level.
And that's what coaches do, right?
Yeah,
Usually
like,
you hate your coach.
You just think about it. Like,
yeah, and then at the end of the day, you can't wait to hug your coach.
Then it's like, yeah, 10 years later, it's like, thank you. And, you know,
I bet you all the UConn girls hate Gino. I know they do. I guarantee
in
it.
the WNBA, they love it.
That's the thing. They respect him though. You don't gotta like someone. If you respect them, things are gonna happen, man.
When we talk about Phil Jackson, I just think he was a great coach, great mind of a coach, but I don't think he got into his players like that. I think he just had certain sets of players that got the system, and he just chilled back and laid back and let him run it. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's just what I think of Phil Jackson. I'm surprised he didn't speak, but they let Rob speak, which was apparently his best friend.
Yeah.
Well, that was, because he's the godfather
of
Gigi,
to Gigi, and his best friend. I didn't even know
20
Palenka
years
was
of
his
being-
agent.
yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I always thought Palenka was the GM.
Nah.
Like, you know what I mean? He looked like an actor too, but
Yes, he does.
Who with Rob Lowe?
He did. He
He
really does.
Rob Pelinka was in the Fab Five. He was on the Michigan Fab Five team.
he was.
Mhm.
He didn't get no burn.
Nah.
Well, on a happier note, we're gonna miss you, Kobe, and God rest your soul. And thank you for everything that you brought. Thank you for, challenging the world, bro. Challenging the world. Yo, his daughter spoke and wrote in freaking Mandarin, bro. And she was not only in the 8th grade.
Man, Kobe, thanks for leaving a legacy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people can die and not leave anything. He left a legacy. We're still seeing it in today's game now. There's players we're watching. Shoot, I'm jumping ahead of us, but just Sunday, I'm watching Jason Tatum.
Bro,
That's
a seed.
worked out with Kobe.
He planted a seed in Tatum.
Like it's like it's great to see. You're watching it. You're like, Jordan left a legacy with Kobe. Like I teach you. He wasn't afraid to teach, and I think that's a real. You leave a legacy. You leave something behind.
I wonder what gave Kobe that mindset, yo. Like what? I wish I could, I had the chance to ask him, like, what made you become, like, the workaholic that you became? Like, who didn't pick you on their team? Like, somebody did something.
No, he just wanted.
No.
He just wanted
I
it, though.
bet you $100 somebody did
He was
something.
busting these cats when he was 12 years
I'm
old.
trying to tell you, at some point in his life, he got picked last. I guarantee
When
it.
he was like 12, and
I
at
bet
that
that
point,
was I bet that was the only time.
and at that
First
point,
and
he was
last.
getting
Never
picked.
happened again.
Just saying.
He was a military brat.
I'm
though,
just
so that was
so he was already
That's
set.
what I'm saying. That joint was set.
Dude, that was already. Yeah.
He watched Mike. He was already killing dudes in Italy. They forget when he was a teenager. Like, yo, that was just in him. And then it was like, yo, Mike, you got to give me the next steps. I'm already here. I want to get to that next level. You're where I'm trying to get to.
So before we transition to the next topic of the NBA, what current NBA player right now you feel can take the Kobe Bryant legacy to the next level?
Nobody.
I'm not be better than Kobe Bryant, because we say Kobe Bryant was better than Jordan. No, right? But
Right.
we will say that
mirror
he
image
was
of
the
Jordan.
mirror image. So like, who do you
It's
feel?
good.
That's the question I'm
It's just
asking.
every player has their own legacy, so it's hard to say someone's going to carry out that legacy.
The
I did the
if
same
I were to
thing.
say,
a couple years ago.
if I were to say looking at somebody and you're gonna talk about the possibility of getting there, I'm not gonna say emulating him or doing a move like him.
I'm telling you,
It's
somebody's
going for me watching right now out of the players. I would say Tatum. He worked with him. I can't say he was. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be the next Kobe.
That's too y'all being too light on it, man.
He's
y'all
21.
y'all not putting enough on Kobe legacy.
I
man.
didn't say I didn't say anything.
I don't think
dog.
anybody could.
5 titles of MVP and 3 and
I'm not gonna say
I
nothing.
think
beat
I'm
him. I'm
talking
looking
about-
at
y'all
I
putting-
think I'm talking about
y'all
just
putting-
far as player base.
nobody, bro.
Okay.
Mamba's Mamba, yo. Ain't gonna be nothing like that again. There's gonna be a Jason Tatum after it's all said and done.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I know. I totally.
There's
get
gonna
what
be
you're
a
saying,
Kevin
bro.
Durant after it's all said and
Say
done.
no more. I got you.
You know what I mean? But
Absolutely.
Yeah, Brandon Ingram.
Absolutely.
but like I just
No, I got it.
I'm sorry that like
I get it. That makes perfect sense.
he could work out with Tatum, he could work out with Kyrie, but before him, Akeem was working out with people. and Dirk was working out with people. So like this is what we enjoy about the NBA. This is why Kobe's passing hit everybody so hard. Them NBA dudes is like this.
Yeah, it said that they're a much tighter knit organization than any of the other
tight.
sports.
I believe that.
Even though baseball play more games, I don't
You got
think
your
them-
mic?
them players
Yes,
is-
I had.
I forgot you got it.
that's the
Okay,
mic
go
I
ahead,
had
girl.
last week because y'all ain't want me on the show. Yep.
So, if it was anybody else besides Kobe, 2 questions. What player would have gotten a response like Kobe
I'm telling you right now.
did? Wait a minute.
I'm just thinking about it is making my stomach flip. If Shaq would have been in that helicopter, bro,
Oh man.
George would have been crying for 3 weeks straight. I guarantee you that.
But would he have had the same effect at
Oh,
that
Shaq?
Kobe did
Absolutely.
Shaq?
on the world?
Absolutely.
Shaq?
Absolutely. I think so.
Listen.
Not that we wishing anything.
Especially now that
to
he's a
Shaq.
TV personality too.
Yeah, Shaq.
Let's
Shaq-
just say this.
Shaq is in everybody's
Yeah, he's
great bedroom.
exactly.
Y'all,
In
let me know if
general-
y'all agree or disagree. Not everybody would have had the same impact that Kobe would have had. But there's, I would say, Kobe, Shaq,
LeBron.
oh,
Jordan.
Oh, God. Keep him, Lord.
Can I?
D Wade, I think
Oh
D
my
Wade falls into
God.
that category.
I don't think D-Wade falls into that category.
You don't think so?
Actually, there's your question. There's the answer to your question right there about who else would have the impact as Kobe, and it is LeBron. And you know.
But no, I'm just saying it would have been. What do you mean impact is like as far as him passing?
I'm not even talking about being a basketball player. I'm talking about the on and off stuff because Kobe. The reason why Kobe was so beloved, other than his basketball play, is because of what he did outside. Even when he messed up, he came back on a serious personal rebound and started doing some
He
crazy.
ain't had no choice. He was about to lose Vanessa.
But that was
Changed
his.
his jersey number.
But that was
He
his.
started slate.
But to be fair, that was Kobe's second life.
Right.
Kobe partitioned his first life as basketball. His first 37, 38 years of life as basketball. He was about to take 38 to 70 being this world traveling. Like he was talking
Connoisseur,
about,
yo.
he said he was gonna spoil his grandkids and all that stuff. This is making me real
So
sad
the
now.
only other person,
Like,
the only other person who has the capability of having that type of impact is LeBron.
I don't
Because,
think so.
Listen, LeBron
If-
out there opening.
But LeBron is doing.
out there
But LeBron
Paying
is.
tuition?
I don't want to compare. I don't want to compare
I get
people.
that too.
But LeBron is already doing that stuff already. When
That's what
when
I'm
Kobe
saying.
was playing ball,
He played ball.
it was just ball.
Right.
But LeBron is
Ball.
So is it
like
because
LeBron.
he started
LeBron
to-
might leave the game.
But you also got to respect
What,
that
started
too,
so young
because
or
he's
what?
doing all this and playing ball.
No,
So
no, no,
that's-
no.
That's pretty
The
incredible.
difference is
Go ahead.
the difference. I feel like so the reason why I'm gonna say there can't be another Kobe right now. His mentality was he only basketball.
Right.
The difference you got with like LeBron is a businessman playing basketball.
Okay.
LeBron was a
LeBron is
basketball-
business before basketball.
No. LeBron was basketball and turned into a businessman.
I think he went there with a business mind for
I
from
don't
the
think
get-go.
so.
Yeah, dude,
I
that was
don't
pretty
think
That
good.
$90 million.
I don't think at
that was a
17 he
lifetime
came
deal?
in with
And
a
he
business
came in.
mind.
Remember, he already said it. I want to be a
And it's
billionaire. He
po-
came and said
it's
that.
well, I mean,
He didn't come and say I want to win championships.
but it's possible because of the way the trends were setting and kids was bling blinging and all that type. So I can understand that.
think
But that
Kobe
boy was
came
on
in-
basketball. I
But
don't
you
care what
gotta
you say.
understand about, and again, I'm not a LeBron fan at all. So, and I'm advocating
wrong
for
with
this dude
you?
right now. What's wrong is I'm human, man. I got my own choices. Anyway,
He's the Jesus apple.
what I'm saying, when you look at what
They don't take the bite out of my
listen,
apple.
they have
Satan.
they have
Get beneath
parallel
me, Satan.
Kobe and LeBron.
They both came out of high school,
That's the only parallel.
but
Uh-oh.
when
I don't want to have this conversation,
they
Dre.
no,
Yeah.
they
It's
both
two
Open
different-
up a can of
Hold on,
worms,
It's
man.
two
Go
different
for it.
journeys,
Go
man.
ahead, go for it.
It's
Go
two
for it.
different
It is
journeys.
two different journeys, but that don't mean that they can't be parallel.
No,
Because they-
it's not the same.
You about to get cussed out.
George about to say they're perpendicular.
But I'm gonna let you say what you gotta say, and then I'm
They both
gonna
came-
tell you why it's not
they-
the same at all.
They both came out of high school. They both
That's
were
it.
regarded. They both were regarded as prodigies when they started in the league.
No,
No, Kobe.
Kobe
Only
didn't have
LeBron
the
was.
fanfare.
Kobe wasn't.
Yeah.
Kobe
Kobe
was
didn't
not
have that.
regarded
Hold didn't even
Kobe
start,
was
bro.
not regarded as a
He didn't
prodigy
even
when he
start.
first
That
came to
dude
the league.
played on the bench.
Go back and watch the footage.
I don't gotta go back. We watched it. We
You're
were all
not- you're
living.
not gonna
Kobe
tell me
on-
because that was my favorite draft class.
Yeah.
Kobe was on the
Kobe
bench.
magazines when he was in high school.
Kobe was
LeBron was on
Kobe
the
was
cover.
not-
national TV
Listen,
attention.
Kobe
Just
was a
just
Kobe
because
was
you
an
have a parallel-
unknown commodity when he came out of high school.
Yeah.
Listen, just
He was a
because you
secret.
have a parallel path don't mean the path is the same.
Then it's not parallel.
Yes, it is.
Parallel means you're going at the same time at the same spot. Going
Oh,
like
I
this.
get what he's saying. He's talking about like Dixwell. and
LeBron went like that. He went like
parallel.
that.
Yeah.
He took
Different
about
street.
He took about
I get
perpendicular and
he's
they
not
crossed at some
comparing
point.
like their achievements. He's
You
just
gotta stop saying
like,
parallel.
It's not. It starts off parallel, then it goes its own way.
Yeah, what they both came out of high school,
One,
and then Kobe started playing
one
basketball.
path can have a couple of
And it looks-
hurdles. The other path could be a Ninja Warrior course. All right, but that don't mean that they both came out. Like I said, they came out of high school and they went into the NBA. They were regarded, but when you look at the mentalities, like you said, Kobe started off nothing but basketball.
But he didn't have no choice though.
He didn't have a choice. But LeBron came in. The first thing he did with that $90 million contract, he didn't even spend that money on himself.
he spent it on his mother.
He
Right?
spent it on his mother. So that already told you where LeBron's head was at coming into the league.
But then
Because
that,
she
but
raised
that,
her son
but
out
that
there.
again shows you the differences in them
that's
two.
not-
What
that's
I'm
not-
saying-
That's not. It's different.
So
We're
you got-
talking
all right,
about
let me-
legacy. You're talking about legacy.
But just because they both have legacies, that don't mean their legacies line up and or
Right,
parallel.
because they grew up different lifestyles.
LeBron came into the league with only basketball as a prodigy, as a man amongst boys. Kobe came into the
Boys
league
and
as a
men.
boy
And had to
amongst
become a
men.
man.
He had the attitude. He
came in with swag.
He beat up Michael Cooper
Yeah.
in the workout
He
before.
had to, because he wanted to play.
But LeBron went first.
Right.
Kobe went
13.
way more pressure on LeBron.
And they had to move a piece so Kobe could shine.
So
Eddie Jones wasn't moved. Kobe wasn't shining.
so
He was with the Hornets.
here's the difference.
He wasn't drafted by the Lakers.
LeBron came in so good. Kobe, where people love Kobe is, well, he was talking about
His
the work.
That boy is a gym rat, bro.
His first playoff episode, what did he do? 2 air balls in the suite.
Sweet, yep.
Utah, right?
What you think he did in that summer?
Shoot.
Shoot.
Yeah, y'all remember LeBron's first half of his first season?
Yeah, when he
He
went
was
to the.
he's
he went to the-
overrated. He's not.
But he
can't
was by
shoot the
himself
ball.
though.
Yeah, he had no help
Yeah,
in that
but
Cavs team.
here-
Kobe
Trick.
had Shaq,
Kobe had Shaq.
Rick Fox.
Yeah, man. He
Eddie
had
Jones.
Kobe came in.
He had a full.
Kobe-
There was
Kobe got
nobody who
drafted
had
to
to
a
make a rookie
championship
team.
team.
Listen, if
Kobe
LeBron
got-
would have got drafted into a Shaq team, LeBron would have 8-11 championships
Yeah,
right
that's true.
there.
If he
How-
got
how
drafted-
many?
8-11.
8-11.
No,
8-11.
Zydrunas
811? Dang it. Not even stop.
Was it
Nah, he would have
Damon
had a lot.
Jones, right? Or
It was
I'm
Damon
just saying, Kobe
Jones.
ain't coming on the same height.
No, here's the worst part. Ricky Davis.
Ricky
Davis.
He did not.
He
have the same
survived
height.
being a rookie with Ricky Davis
But
on his
again,
team.
there is no one that is going to have Kobe's story again.
Right?
And there's not going to be anybody who has LeBron's story again.
Correct, but we're
Ah.
not talking
Which
about.
is why they're
LeBron was the last of his. LeBron was the last.
I
of the
agree with
Mohicans.
I agree
I
with you
agree. You're never
with
gonna see
him,
another
what he's
LeBron
saying.
James, man.
There will never be another LeBron
there
James.
never-
There's never gonna be another Kobe Bryant, another LeBron
Yeah,
James.
like I mean that
Everybody has their
that
own
story can
legacy.
kind of like go for whatever.
Okay.
Just
But
like
what
you
I'm
said, there'll
saying-
never be a Tatum. There'll never be another Zion.
There'll be guys who can maybe emulate some of the things that they've done.
And
There
I
you
think
go.
that was the question
Okay.
that I should have asked in the first place.
I don't think they'll.
No, that's why I
ever
said
be
emulate.
another
I said you're not gonna have
physical
another-
Kobe
I
or
think-
Oh, you
LeBron.
mean like,
Yeah, that's
of
what I-
You'll
course.
never be another
No.
beam.
like
No.
who
But
do you
it's his
think?
work
That's why
ethic.
I
From
can't.
But
the
God
seeds that
forbid-
Kobe planted, he planted a few seeds. Who do you feel
That's
is
what I'm
going
saying.
to
You asking me
emulate
when you
him,
said
but
that.
not be at his status? Because it ain't set up like that.
Oh,
before.
it's definitely the Kyries, the Tatums.
So I didn't even know Kyrie worked out with Kobe.
He did. They had plenty of videos, but Kyrie
What?
doesn't have that.
I didn't
What's
know
his face?
that.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see him in Team USA? Kyrie was heckling Kobe. He was gonna school him 1-on-1.
He was like that
begging him to
video.
play
That
one-on-one.
video was a little brother looking up to his big
Right.
brother, wanting to play with his big brother,
Yeah.
and you can see it. And he's getting Kobe just jonesing him, and
Kobe
he's just sitting
jaw
right there
drops,
like,
like, really?
he's like more, like he's just
But I
like,
also
He's like,
wanna
keep
say-
talking.
yeah.
I also want to say the reason why they'll never be, and the reason why LeBron is the last of that era that could have that impact is because the culture is different. See, back then you didn't have all this smack talk culture because
Absolutely.
Kobe when he hit his stride, he started to emulate Jordan to the point where
Kobe was always trying to emulate Jordan.
On the court,
right
you're talking about.
on the court, and I'm talking about the mentality of I'm not passing the ball to you because you're gonna miss, or I'm gonna.
That was funny
I'm
too.
gonna
And
put the
LeBron
team
is the
up about
complete
that.
opposite of that.
Right.
Gino.
LeBron is like, yo, you're open. I'm giving you the ball. Make this
He
shot.
saw Gigi pass the ball. He was like, "Well, you ain't get that from your dad." Oh man, so much we could talk about.
I know.
From the Kobe Bryant. And I'm sure we're going to talk more about his legacy as we continue to do our starting five shows. But let's go ahead and move on, man, and finish this
One
show
last
up,
thing
man.
with Kobe. Crumpling up a ball of paper and just shouting his name and trying to sink that shot into the trash can. It's going to hold so much more meaning than it ever did.
Kobe.
So thank you,
I like-
Kobe, for
But
inspiring
you gotta do.
us
I like
You gotta
the
do. You gotta
to
do.
pretend to hit the
I like the
game-winning
reason
shot
you
in
gotta
the
do
NBA
21.
final.
You gotta do it on one leg.
I like the reformation of 21. Instead of doing 21, you play 24.
Yeah, they got it. I hope the
I'm too old to
kids.
play that anymore.
I hope the kids change that. Yeah, that
We'll be done in 10
'Cause-
minutes, right?
What we talking
Can't
about?
do that anymore.
hustle.
They asked
Oh.
me to do it the other day.
21.
They changed it to 24.
Yeah, you gotta change it to 24 now.
Damn, that's the extra. I ain't.
You gotta go
play
back
this
as.
summer, yo.
You
That's
gotta
an extra 3 points, guys.
Hey, you
See, I
gotta
mean-
wear lighter
Yeah,
clothes,
man,
man. You want to turn like Wilder.
I'm
and
not
get
gonna call
tired.
Bro, we used to live for that. Remember that? And if
I
you,
put butt
if,
naked underwear on the court, yo. Listen, I be out there in West Haven, and I don't know where these young boys. They be coming from all over the place, just in West Haven, and I'm like, I can hang with them. You know, it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Yo, man, after the first
Bruh.
3
They gonna
times-
learn today, right?
Wait. Listen.
Huh?
Just stop wearing 40 pounds of
clothes.
clothes.
Did you just hear what I said? They're not gonna how I show up to the court.
This dude just run
Clearly, he
free.
don't pay me no attention. Nah,
What you say?
We about to cross somebody up with flip-flops on, aren't we?
no. I definitely wear the basketball shoes. I'm getting old. I'm almost 40. I gotta wear shoes,
my sneakers be
knee
fresh,
pads.
but I ain't like,
You gotta wear duct tape on
I
your
bought
shoes.
shoes just to ball in the summertime. I got knee pads on, elbow
I wouldn't even
pads.
play outside.
Every now and then I take every now and then I take a tumble and
So
roll.
you look like Patrick Ewing stepping on the court.
I look like Patrick Ewing and Bill Laimbeer.
Kareem with
And
the goggles.
I can't. We gotta play ball with you guys. I gotta play
Yeah,
ball with
seriously.
y'all. Yo. I
Certified
gotta play with my age guys. That's what it is.
no, I ain't even gonna do
The
that.
17, them 16, 17 years old, but they get you a good workout. See,
That's
I
why
just
got
do
in
it
the
for
league.
workout.
That's why I got in the league.
That's why I'm there,
20-year-olds,
just to
man.
run.
There we
It's
go.
a workout.
Let's formulate a starting five. A fundraising event. We'll just play some pickup basketball somewhere.
Let me
As
ask
long
you.
as you run point, cause
We going to the second half of the NBA, right?
Mhm.
All the hype is on.
it's weird saying the second half when the second half
Yeah,
has
it's
already
really-
started.
Yeah.
All right. So all the hype, y'all help me out, is based on everybody's talking about LA, right?
No,
Like,
everybody's
no,
talking
no.
about Milwaukee.
I'm gonna go there.
Oh, no, I get what you're saying.
Everybody's stuck on
Shut up,
the
Wayne.
Lakers. Nah, you good. The Lakers and Clippers.
I already know where you
I get
coming
it. It's
from,
good. But the most that could ever be is the Western Conference Finals. My question is, if either team, I don't care which one makes it out, can any of those teams has constructed right now?
Why do
That's Georgia stuff, right? Has constructed.
Why do people feel
Beat
like the Bucks,
Milwaukee Bucks in
Why-
a 7-game series.
I don't think
So
so.
because the Bucks have 8 losses, why do you feel they're unbeatable? Those guys are beatable.
I'm not saying. I said in a 7-game series.
In a 7-game series, they're beatable. Didn't they get whipped last year
You
in
know
a
what, though?
7-game
They're
series?
playing better than they
Here's-
did last year. at this
Here's
time.
why they're beatable in the 7-game series.
No
Give me,
experience
talk to
in the
me.
finals, right?
After this, I gotta go use the bathroom.
This the
No experience in the finals. That's huge.
oh my
Is it?
gosh. The finals experience is one.
Okay.
It's already been proven that when playoff basketball starts,
Rotation
the
shrink.
court shrinks, the rotation shrinks, and their way of playing basketball isn't really that sustainable
In the
unless
playoffs.
you have other world talent like Clay and Steph. Like they shoot a lot of threes and they get into the lane.
See?
Now, don't get me wrong.
They ain't winning that.
I will not be shocked if they get to the finals
Not getting to
because
Wayne Celtics gonna upset them, right, Wayne?
That's the only.
I think
Well, they play the what's they tonight, so that should
They
be
play
good,
the
right?
Raptors
They
tonight.
play the
I will
Raptors
not.
tonight.
I will not be shocked. I will not be shocked if the Bucks get to the finals. I won't be shocked if the Raptors get to the finals. I won't be shocked if the Sixers get to the finals. I won't be shocked if the Celtics get to the
Sixers
finals.
will shock
I
me.
won't be shocked if the Heat get to the finals.
I don't think
The
I
Sixers
will
will-
not be shocked.
The Sixers will shock me.
I will not be shocked if all 5 of them teams don't get to the finals. I won't be shocked. I won't. There's no shock factor.
So
I
one of
will
those 5 need to be in the finals. Is what you
For
saying.
me, if any of those 5 get to the finals, I'm not gonna be surprised.
I'll be
Because
surprised
all
if
of
a
these
team like
teams,
Indiana get to
as
the
currently constructed, can get to the finals. Now, winning the finals, totally different ballgame.
Especially when you're going against a Lakers team.
Who gets LeBron James?
Against experience in LeBron
Exactly.
James. So it's like,
But not even just LeBron. Rondo.
I said it.
JaVale McGee has been there.
Keyword.
Dwight Howard's
The,
been
the,
there.
the name of the word is called experience, bro. But it's
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
it's kind of hard. But go ahead.
Devil's advocate. We don't say. All right, so we don't know how they're gonna.
And I
get there,
gotta
right?
ask y'all
I
somebody.
got no-
I gotta ask y'all somebody's
You
Clippers.
want this one?
I know I'm going through it too, dog. I looked at the time several times. I was like, we have 60 minutes yet. Whew.
What now? If the Clippers and Lakers do have to play, that's more than likely gonna go 7, right? 6, 7.
That's if the Clippers get to the Western Conference Final.
I
Oh,
think
they're
they'll be
coming
good
back.
because they're gonna play their whole wrestling.
What makes you think the Clippers won't
That
make it
load
though?
management-
Why gonna be
Let's
on
get them
load
there.
management?
They're
He's
gonna
be
have
fresh. He's gonna
they're
be
gonna
fresh.
have trouble
Let me.
with the Nuggets or the Rockets.
So-
they're gonna have trouble.
What's the trouble going on with Paul George? Because so is this low?
He's not healthy.
He had a good game though last
When
night.
he ain't played last
He
night.
played.
No, he played.
They played the Grizzlies.
They're gonna be straight when the playoffs come.
Don't the
because
Grizzlies
these
got
dudes are gonna
14
be-
wins?
These dudes are gonna be. Nah, the Grizzlies are AFC right now in the West.
Here's a
They're-
funny-
They're gonna have
They're
be
28,
rested
29.
going into the what's his name?
Here's a funny stat that Stephen A. Smith brought up this morning on First Take.
Oh, God.
So somebody was like, Kendrick Perkins, who a lot of people malign his NBA mind, but he's kind of all right.
He's kind of alright.
He ain't no Ryan Hollins.
Nah.
So the dude was like, I don't know about playoff P, Paul George, because he hasn't really done nothing in the playoffs.
But he's right.
Stephen A. Smith was like, you can't discredit Paul George. He averaged 28 points in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, last year.
What round did Paul George get to in the playoffs last year? He got knocked out in the first.
Thank you, Dame Lillard.
So it's like
That shot.
That shot was hurt.
he averaged 28 points in the playoffs. They only played a couple games.
That's
So-
why he hurt.
I'm not doubting it. It's what the NBA wants.
What's going to make the whole Western Conference?
That's the number one
Go
option
ahead.
too. On that.
I just want to know though, because we talked about shrinking rotations and limiting roles, and they got it.
And they signing everybody.
Okay, so you took the words right out of my mouth.
I got to.
So,
They try to wire transfer me some money. I was like, my back is shot. I can't.
so how do you think a team? I mean, Denver's a good team, but Denver can't win in the playoffs either.
They could win in the playoffs.
They haven't.
Yeah, they seem to always fold once they get far.
But they don't
get
have
out of the
that.
first round.
The only issue is that they don't have that
one player.
perimeter star. But
Uh-huh.
they have nobody for Jokic.
Yeah, he's tough. And not
They
too
have
many
nobody
teams
for
have
Jokic.
anybody.
And
for
if
Jokic.
this,
So you're saying he's number one center out in the West
I think he's the number one center in the NBA.
in the NBA?
I can't give number one.
No.
because I can't put him. I still think he's the best center in the league.
Who?
Embiid.
Embiid's the best
I
center.
can't take that away from him.
It's hard.
I'm gonna be non-biased. Embiid is. I think it's by far. I don't even think. I think
Yeah,
he's
no.
clearly. I think he's
And
clearly the
Jokic
best.
hasn't even been having a good year this year.
Yeah.
Embiid is different.
Yeah, but
And
I
you know-
will say
and
one
you
thing
know
about
what's gonna
Jokic's
happen?
Court vision, though. That dude's a.
Dude
that
could pass the
that
ball.
can
Dude could shoot. Dude could space the floor.
Absolutely.
It's
And these next 2 weeks that Ben Simmons is out,
You're gonna see the real
Embiid.
Embiid.
you're going to see Joel
I was
Embiid.
about to tell you.
Go.
What holds Joel Embiid back? I've been
Sick.
saying
49
it.
points
It's Ben
last night.
Simmons.
He's
49.
saying because he got 49 points. last
No, I
night.
said this period. I said that what messes him up. Everybody gets upset and say Joel
Embiid gonna
Embiid has
get-
got
he gonna
it. He
get
playing
10 points
finesse
the
game.
next time.
He has to play finesse for Simmons to shine.
Yeah.
Because if he's in the post, what's Simmons gonna do? Here's a scary thought for the
Dribble and
West.
drive.
Western Conference is who makes it an AFC. You got
I
the
got the
Grizzlies at 8
Pelicans.
right now. You got Portland has made it back in the picture. Everybody counted them out. They're only 2 games out, 2.5 games out.
Where the Pelicans at?
Pelicans are right behind the
They're
Blazers.
3 games out for the 8th seed.
Yeah, but they heating up.
The Blazers can finagle this. They got to go another, I think, 3 to 4 games without Dame. If they can win 2 of those,
Oh, Dame not playing tonight?
Dame ain't even playing.
Thank you, Jesus. God, have I ever told
Unless
you
he
how much
came
I
back
love
for
you?
this game, Dame's not playing.
Oh,
Shout out to
Lord,
Melo.
man. Shout
I
out
got-
to G-O-D.
I got the Pelicans getting that 8th spot, yo.
Over the Grizzlies?
Yes.
I
The
agree.
Yeah, I
Grizzlies.
think the Grizzlies going to
the-
fall out. It's between, I think, the Blazers and the Pelicans.
The Grizzlies
Oh, you know
young
who I
guys
was
have
talking
hit the
about?
wall. They've hit the wall hard.
'Cause we-
Dylan Brooks
I was thinking-
and Brandon Clark,
Yeah.
Fell
they
off.
were rolling so well this season. But
Yeah, I
man, when
know.
I tell you them
I'm
guys
What
fell off a
happens for the
cliff,
Blazers, though, if these guys come back?
Maybe they don't have their
I
confidence.
don't believe in the Blazers.
I never.
I don't
they
believe in
I
them.
don't think
they
that
don't.
they're-
They,
I don't believe in
they
them.
don't win in the playoffs either.
No,
bro.
I'm not counting them out. If these guys are they holding it out
So-
for them to make the playoffs and then try to get them in?
So Blazers-
like what's his name? Nurkic?
Nurkic.
He can ball.
But he not there.
So that's my question: is he that hurt,
Or if
or is
he
it
comes
like,
back.
yo, we're gonna wait to see if we got a chance? We got a chance. We'll get him back out there.
Blazers.
He ain't been in the boot. He ain't been in none of that stuff or whatever.
I
the
mean,
Nurkic-
if you could
would
get
to
him
see
back
Blazers
out
versus
there,
the Lakers, though.
that would be amazing.
I would love to see that.
if you could get him back out there,
And how hurt is Collins? He ain't that injured. Like, are they letting these guys sit? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
They have the pieces.
Like,
if they're trying to get in the playoffs, he's gonna play. But it's like
He's hurt me in fantasy, bro.
so it's even.
Whiteside
George
is
last
doing
week.
Whiteside is doing a great job.
He is
For
doing a
them.
great job in Portland.
But I just don't. As a team, as a unit, I don't really believe in
Wrap it
them
up.
making
That's
the
what she said.
playoffs. I feel like the Pelicans defense.
I do my own. That's what she said.
I feel like
They space the floor, the Pelicans.
I feel like what's name starting the season so late is helping them. He has had to hit no wall, but when they get to the playoffs, it's gonna be one and done. It's gonna be one and
I'm
done
not
for the
gonna count them
Pelicans. So
Now there's still some key players out there. We wrapping up, right? Oh, we done. All right. I was gonna say Jamal Crawford, J.R. Smith.
Yeah, why didn't I sign yet?
Michael Beasley.
I say Thomas.
Michael Beasley.
I don't
Yep.
know. I guess there's a
Andrew
reason.
Bogut.
Bogut.
Yep. I was gonna say those guys are out there.
He'll go to the Lakers or something like that.
No, they already picked up Markieff Morris, so that's a wrap.
Well, it's been real, fellas.
And just like that's a wrap,
Gentlemen.
we are a wrap. We are the starting
Boys and
five. We want to
girls.
thank you so much for tuning in and joining us for another episode. As always, please share these broadcasts with your friends, followers, and everybody. For myself, Andrew, Chris, Wayne. See you next week.